Yeah, good afternoon from Yummy B TV. Wishing you all well, sending loads of love. Woo, the left, the right, the training starts. I love you all, my people, my boys. Yeah, we make mistakes sometimes. We get involved and we think that we're doing the right thing, but sometimes you just got to go with the realistic view. I don't need to make friends with nobody. I don't need to sit down with nobody. I don't need nobody. I'm a one-man show. I'm me. You remember me? I went 40 years on my own without seeing anybody, without no canteen. I read it all alone for all those years. For whatever name you got, my name is different to yours on a different scale. But really, in reality, those that were there, that saw the truth, that can never argue and deny the fact, is that what I took every day was a risk. And that I'm not proud of it, that I got enemies and I've got to go, my time's got to come. So what? Good. You deserve what you get in this life when you lead badness. I accept all that. But what I'm going to talk about today, sending loads of love as usual, is to talk about Tate first. Because we'll go through what they say about hard men and bad men and how Uncle Yummy sees it now 2 years later. I come back down the line a little bit further. I don't see Tate as no bad man, as no hard man, because what I saw in Swellside when I was with him didn't come across to me like he was a bad man. I saw him not want to fight someone that he could beat up. I saw him give away everything that he had. I saw him be nice. He's a charismatic figure who just wanted to be part of, but like me, in the wrong hands, where that person's a bit more of a nutter, you're going to react on drugs and all that, and you're going to go over the top. It's as simple as that. It's a people-pleasing thing, because that means the person that you're looking up to is that your vision of yourself, which is what you want to be, but you're not really like that, because I've seen you myself. So I never looked at you and thought, oh yeah, I'm scared of Pat Tate. I never thought that for 1 minute. I thought he was a lovely bloke and thought everything cool. Yeah, Pat, what are you telling me? Like, that he used to laugh at everything, that he always wanted to be part of everything, that he wanted to be involved in everything, that he wanted people to come to him so that he had a final decision on says. That don't mean that you was the hardest and the baddest. You weren't out there every day drawing your sword and saying, yeah, come we go. You look at Charlie. Look how soft Charlie really is. You think Charlie said he any kind of bad man like that? Really, he loses control when liberties are taken, and he doesn't like feeling put down and things, and he reacts. And when he's ready to let off, it's very difficult to deal with. But in reality, when you get him on his own with his normal people, when they're talking and blah, they'll see a different side. They won't be going, oh, Charlie, that's that man, he does all that. And he just, they don't feel that way, because he doesn't make them feel that way. It's because he feels that way in them circumstances. Do you see what I mean? The legends we talk about with the bad men, I'll tell you what we do. You look at it more like some men are wicked. That when they're on that bad man thing, they're doing some things that are just, see, there's no real reason for it. That they just want to be recognized as a proper killer. And that's off key for me. Because I don't believe in that. That's not my motto of what a bad man is or a hard man is. That means that whenever there's problems, when you can't handle, you'll push. And they'll say, yeah, my man, he's some kind of, but you're doing it. That's more out of wickedness. You haven't got nothing else to go with your character. You're not charismatic. Nobody don't like you. You have to do that to have friends. You have to do that so one of your friends say, yeah, cool. But does he love you? He don't really love you. You just done what you wanted him to do. Do you see what I mean? So when you're talking Tate, hard man, bad man, but Uncle Yammy's got to disagree. In the hands, I didn't see it outside, of course, where he probably turned into a raving lunatic on all them drugs and around certain people. That's not for me to say. I wasn't there. But inside of there, you see the real side of people. Let's have it right. You see their weaknesses, you see their flaws, you see their vulnerabilities, you see that at certain moments they're weak, that for a minute they've lost their bottle, for a minute they're feeling like, oh, I don't really fancy it today. Oh, for a minute they're caught off guard. I've seen it. I've seen it all. Every single name that you talk about, I've seen them not want to know. Don't worry about that. I seen it, and they know that I know. I'll tell you that. So no such thing as no bad man. It's either you're wicked and evil, and you're a bad man, but you're a lovable rogue. that you did things for the wrong reasons. You did things with the intention, and God alone knows why. And that's why he favours those that, you know, that really deep down are suffering deep down for what they did and can't come to terms with it because they know that they could have done it a different way and they're wishing they are. That's why they're suffering out here. That's why I cry at night, because I know I never needed to go through it. I never needed to do all that. I just played my game against authority because of the way they treated me. And I was at it every day, so I'm going to play up because I know I ain't getting nothing at the end of it anyway. But to call this man a bad man and that man a bad man, and this one is harder than that one, but make me laugh because every day I saw different things. I saw the moments when you flinched and you weren't, you know, yeah, what? And I have to answer. You're harder than me. But just because you're harder than me, don't mean you're a badder man for me. You see what I mean? Because the badder man is the one that don't mind dying, the one that says, all right, then come, let's go for the final showdown and let's go for the thing. Whether you die or I die. There's many bad men that don't want that. They just want to have a round, knock you out and go, yeah, that was it. Put you in your place. 2 box, hold that, take that. Don't think of it like that with me. I never thought of it like that with me. I took couple violations, but I took the violations because I was in the wrong. And I don't believe in being wrong and strong. That's me. But I tell you, he was a lovely geezer, Tate. He was funny. He was funny. He used to fuck about all day, man. He had that charismatic figure where he never really gave. He just wanted to play about and be a part of and belong in and be recognised as somebody that if you need something or want something, come to me. I'll help you. I'll sort it out. I'll do it this way and I'll do it that way. It's all ego. It's all ego. You see, we talk about the maddest man that ever lived. We're talking about him, the other, but yet when he's talking to his family, he don't sound like that. That puts the point across where you understand. You know, you see it. You see what I mean? So you're thinking, well, I mean, he's meant to be off key then if he eats brains and he does all that. But how come he's writing to his nephew and he's all right and he's cool and he don't go on a visit and he don't do that? He makes cups of tea for him and all that. So there's nothing wrong there, is there? There's something else wrong. That's what I'm saying to you. Deep enrooted things that Uncle Yummy believes it starts from your childhood. Right? Starts from your childhood and goes all the way through. And whatever takes place during those early childhood, under 10 years old, under 10, 11, 12, has a serious effects on your behaviour and attitudes as you get older. Because the scars that remain from those things are the things that shape you until you get some understanding. They never gave you no help. They never gave you no psychological help to understand what you went through because they never believed you at that time. They wanted it to be that it never happened. Until it comes out in later life, it all did happen because of certain things, and now they've got to watch out any little complaint and thing now. You got to be questioned and asked. But back in the day, you never had all that. Let's get it right, boys. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to come up with a matinee after. But you asked me the question about Tate, hard man, bad man. Don't make me laugh. Tate was funny. He's not that. He's just seeing Pat. He don't want to fight sometimes. He's not interested in all that. He weren't that. It's not that. Trust me, when you're out your nut and you're off your rocker, anything's possible. But in the reality of the whole grand scheme of things, all of them, John, Tone, you think Tone used to let enough things pass. He's thinking, I can't be bothered with that. Never fight a weaker man yet, John, Tony and all them. Never, ever, never. They think, go and say what you got to say. I ain't got time for that. I ain't going to prove nothing by doing that. That's a real bad man. That's a real hard man. That's a man who knows that just because you said that, I ain't going to react and do all that. Do you see what I'm saying? That's when you know yourself what you can do, that you don't have to prove that you can do it. Remember, my style was different because mine was all gung-ho, living my last day, the final stand every day. You know, that's the way that I lived it. You know, I'm paying dearly for it now, but that's the bottom line of it. But I'm coming up today. I'm enjoying it down there. Loving it, you know. I'm happy. I fell down last night. I fucking knocked my eye. I fell down in the dark. I couldn't find a light switch. I went bang on my right side. It's like it's all bruised and everything. But sending loads of love to all of you. Loads and loads of love.